Hello everybody, I'm Pixels here, and welcome to finally my review of the Callisto Protocol. Last year, the end of the last year has been quite the finale. You see, I was in such a miserable state, if I may say so. And you might have seen or might not, which is the most probable thing, my last video, the final episode of the Callisto Protocol. I was messed up, but we finished the Callisto Protocol. I could not give my real impression on it because I was just trying to finish the game. I didn't want the game to come to the next year with me because it's a 2023 game. It's not a 2023 game. So I decided to make a review. Oh, actually, I thought about making the review before being fucked up by the fever. Well, now we are gonna do it. It's not gonna be as useless of a review as the Plague Tale review. It's gonna be something that will give my real, and it's actually it might be very useful to you if you hadn't played the game just yet. By the way, I'm not gonna say a lot of spoilers, by the way. I'm not unlike the maybe, I don't know, but I might not. By the way, I hate scripted things, so I'm just gonna say what I want to say about the game. I've actually written some, headlines, but they're not a script. So let's just get started. So the first thing, I'll talk about the good things first and then the bad things, and at the end I'll tell you if I recommend it to you or not. It is almost a month that the game was first released. So yeah, some people will actually take that time to buy a game. Anyway, the first good thing that the Callisto Protocol actually provided was the environment. You see, I've seen a lot of games in my life. I've been gaming since I think 2006. I've seen a lot of environments, and the Callisto Protocol was one of the I will say it was great. You see, sometimes when you see a game, when you see the environment of that game, you can see it put together. Sometimes you don't see it actually as if it was alive. The environment, you know that, oh, this thing the developers actually put it here, this thing the developer put it there. So sometimes it's really obvious. The Callisto Protocol is not, and the world is so huge. When you look at the scenery of the ship from far away, not to mention the interior of the prison, it's also well made. The connection between the a certain how to say it, room or a specific spot in the prison to the other spot, sometimes it really especially the one when you go into the sewers, I was like, why the hell am I going through all that shit? And then when I saw myself in the dome, I say, I see, now it makes sense. So yeah, the environment is one of the greatest thing about the Callisto Protocol, but it's not the only good thing about the Callisto. God, I said so many shit about it that, oh, Jacob was looking at me. That you might think it's actually a really bad game. It's not really bad, but I will go into that in a few minutes. So that was the first good thing about the Callisto Protocol. And the second thing that's good, might be good, I gotta say, is the story. The characters are well written, and you get some connection to them. Probably because we made a lot of jokes about Jacob, we had that strong relation with him. but they were relatable. Like Jacob, Elias, and Danny, Ferris. We got to know them. We got to face them many times. So yeah, they're good. The story, how it progresses, was also good, though it somehow was too generic. Okay, it's some kind of a virus shit, and then an outbreak happens, or whether it was in a city like Raccoon City, as in Resident Evil, or in the prison, as in the Callisto Protocol. It's not like something new. And yet, again, you find out that this was actually made by someone, and things were all planned by a specific organization. So yeah, it's not actually that new, but it was well presented, and I have nothing. I'm neutral when it comes to the story. I'm not gonna dive deep into that. I have a really deep relationship with Jacob specifically, by the way. If you've seen my playthrough of the Callisto Protocol, Jacob has his own share of,
death,
if I may say so.
What the hell did you just say?
We've experienced death together many times. God damn you, Jacob! I like you so much. And the ending was good as well. It opened the possibility for a sequel, which I don't think was necessary to actually put, but they made it, and Jacob was a badass at the last moment of the story. I like that so much. I'm good with that. The third thing that is good, I will be specific about this one because it was not that great for me, but I know some people like such thing. The combat was not intense, and I bet a lot of people will just like to have this kind of a mechanism for combat in horror games. Would just you bash people with a stick, and you have a gun to help you with that. The possibility of dying is near zero. Literally, I might have died a lot because I didn't actually get the hang of it at the beginning, but it's actually not that tough. You just keep pressing D or A, and you will avoid anything, literally anything. So yeah, the combat was not that intense. And I put it in the good thing, and I actually put it in the bad things as well, because for me, I like the combat to be more intense, and I will talk about that in the bad things. The last thing is the weapons and the system of upgrades. The use of the grip was really interesting. The weapons are also great, though. Because of how easy the combat is, you find it unnecessary to use anything beside the hand cannon. Literally, you only need the hand cannon. You don't need anything else. Well, you need the skunk, and you know why? Because you can sell its ammo. Every time I see a skunk, I just sell the ammo. It's useless, really a useless gun. But overall, if the combat was more intense, the weapons would be really fit. You have a shotgun, you have a pistol, you have an assault rifle. So yeah, it was balanced. If the combat was intense, that is. And in the case of the Callisto Protocol, it's just too easy, and the weapons are not necessary. Now, for the bad things, the first thing is the story. And I said it that the story is generic, so it's not actually that great. Some people will find it really useless to waste a $60 for such a story that they have seen many times before, and probably even it was presented even better in other games other than the Callisto Protocol. The second part, and this is what the second bad thing, this is what really hurt me. It is the intensity of the game. At the beginning, you might see some interesting scenes, some horrifying things like mutating people who are eating others or bashing their heads in the walls or something like that. And you might think, oh, this is actually gonna be scary. I'm not, how the hell am I gonna deal with that thing? Oh, that big guy. There's no way I can deal with him easily. But it's not actually the case. As you progress, and I say it as you progress, as you finish the first level, literally, you will notice that it is not intense at all. Whatever new enemy appears in front of you, the same thing applies to everyone. You can dodge all of them with D and A. There's no attack that you can't actually dodge, except the ones that explode or the projectile one, but those are really rare and you don't see them that much. But every other thing, they're perfectly dodgeable, and you can just kill them with your baton without any problem. Maybe the big guy, you'll have to use your gun. You see a new thing. For example, the monster that can't hear you, that can see you but hear you, you might feel the intensity of not letting them hear you, so you move quietly and attack them and sneak attack them. But it's not actually the case. And the perfect example is when I went into that pit. Literally, almost, I think 5 or 6 of them heard me, and they just came at me all at once, and I survived that easily. So yeah, that was the point that lowers the score of the Callisto Protocol the most when you compare it to Dead Space and such. The combat, as I said, the combat follows the intensity of the game. You see, when you have different enemies and you have to deal with them differently, their combat really becomes brilliant. For example, they could have made the hearing things, the hearing guys, they could have made them really tough to deal with, so that they force you to use the sneak attacks. You might need to use the shotgun to take out some part of their bodies to make them vulnerable, and then kill them. You see some variety in the fighting system. It was not there for the Callisto Protocol, so that was a really a bummer. The next thing, the bad part. God damn it, there's so many bad things in the Callisto Protocol. Now I will end it. I've talked a lot, I've said a lot of things, but the last thing that the game did not provide for us is the boss battles. I know, generic. Boss battles are just almost, you can find them almost in every game, but they're really a vital part of the structure of a game, because boss fights are, they're intended to be really tough, and you have to make a strategy for each one of them. You have to learn the patterns of the bosses. It's something really cool and interesting, to the point that when you reach the fight with Ferris, or the first fight with the big guy, I like to call them the big boys. It is actually really fun, and they could have done it at the end of each level or so. They really could have done such thing, but they did not. You have a robot. You could have made a level on fighting a giant robot of some sort. You have the biophage or the disappear. Well, you could make a specific one in a specific level that's too strong, and you'll have to deal with it. We did not get that privilege. So, I think my point is really clear now. Even though the Callisto Protocol has been out, we saw the trailer and we were like, oh, this game is gonna be one of the best. For myself, someone asked me if what game is gonna be the best. What's your most favorite game of the year of 2022? And I was like, I didn't have any favorite game of the year, but I was sure that the Callisto Protocol will be one of them, will be the best, because I really like the trailer, the hype, and I fell for the trap of the hype. The Callisto Protocol did not turn out to be the way it was presented in the trailer. I mean, do you have to play it though? Do I recommend it to you? To be perfectly honest, for that price tag, and for people who are the same as me, who wants a really intense and thrilling horror surviving experience, I don't think the Callisto Protocol is for them. You can just keep your money and maybe try Dead Space when it comes out, because, well, Dead Space is really horrifying and beautiful. But for people who actually are new to such things and who don't want to have that tough of an experience, and want to just bash people and go through things like a rocket without even caring for a moment, then they might actually try the Callisto Protocol, even though I don't think the price tag is really that good for them. $60 for such an experience, I really don't recommend it. This is what you get for getting hyped about a game. Don't ever get hyped. We've seen that with what was it? With Cyberpunk. Humans never learn. Humans never learn. So I hope you guys, well, I hope this review was I know a lot of you actually agree with me on my views on the Callisto Protocol, but still I would like to see and hear your opinions in the comments below. If you haven't actually tried the Callisto Protocol, or you just want to have a God, my play, I really have experienced a lot of funny things in the Callisto Protocol, you know, glitches and the way Jacob dies. Okay, I did not put it in the good things, but one of the best things that you can find in a game is death animations, and Jacob should win the funniest death animations of the year. God damn you, Jacob. God damn. So the link is in the description if you want to see my gameplay of the Callisto Protocol. So thank you everybody so much for watching this not so useless review, and I will see you in the next video.